Hola mi gente, aquí con la Margarita, reminding you that on Tuesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m. I welcome you to Moments con Margarita. Stay ridiculously curious about the you that you are. Cultivate that self-trust by feeding your spirit love, kindness, and gratitude, and nurture your ego so that anxiety and fear has no room in your life. Hola, mi gente. Hola, hola. Sorry, technical difficulties. Aquí con la Margarita, and welcome to Moments con Margarita. Today, we will be speaking with a guest whose goals have actually become her reality, and that is by taking what we call a leap of faith. What is a leap of faith? A leap of faith is to do something even though you are not sure if it is the right thing to do or if it will come out a success, but you're trusting in the process. You're trusting in something bigger than you, and you're taking that. You're saying your prayer, and you're taking that leap of faith, porque lo que es pa' mí, es pa' mí. And that's what we're going to be discussing today with our guest, who will share some of the tools that helped her create her reality. It'll be a conversation. Milagros, hola Kathy, thank you. And I think that when we surround ourselves and with reminders, whether it be around your house, whether it be reading specific books, whether it be conversing with certain individuals, whether it's just watching a movie that ignites that passion within you. Like me, I love to watch movies where the setting is that they're always in a coffee shop, because that just, it motivates me. It gets me writing. I don't know what it is. I have a love affair with coffee shops, no matter where I'm at. And as you will see, when I'm walking through Portugal and through Spain, I will do a lot of my videos tasting café con leche in every village I stop in. So, and that's what I do. Hola. Hello, Pito, Luis. So that's what we must do. We must surround ourselves and have things surrounding us that are going to push us forward, that are going to coax us into taking that leap of faith. Because if we don't believe in ourselves, who will? So with that said, I would love to introduce my beautiful hermosa reina, Francia, who is the owner of Fur Marketing, and she will discuss with us some of her firecrackers and how she lit her match and got her life going into the direction she wanted. So without further ado, mi gente, aquí está Francia. I'm going to bring her up if I forget that I'm using my laptop. Without further ado, mi gente, aquí está Francia.
Hi, everybody.
Forget that I'm using my laptop. Without further ado, mi gente, aquí está Francia. You got it?
Hi, everybody.
What's that background noise?
So I can't hear you. So I'm trying to hear you from the laptop.
You still can't hear me? I'm at a whole different computer. Can everyone out there, Pito, Kathy, Milagros, can you hear me? Let's see. Because, I mean, you heard me on your speaker, so... ¿Qué es lo que pasa? See, everybody can hear me except you, Francia. Loud and clear. Es solo tú. Ponte las pilas. Can you hear me now? As loud as I am. I can't even whisper. That's how loud I am. Todavía nada.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. So talk to us.
Yeah,
you don't need to hear me. Talk to us about you. That's fine. Talk to us about you and your brilliance and your beauty and your dreams and your passion. What did you take? What was your biggest leap of fear that you actually dove right in and it became your success? Put your speaker on. Se fue? She'll come back. So yeah, Francia is she's a woman who wears many hats, and from what I know of her, she really hasn't been afraid to accomplish what it is she sets out to do. She's not afraid to approach anybody. She's not afraid to say, I'm going to do this because it's something that interests me. What is going on with my internet now? So I hope she comes back. So I think when we decide to say, this is what we're going to do, and we fully believe in it, then that's what we need to do. We need to not think any further than where we want to go. So I think if I can get rid of this, and I can't seem to get rid of it, I think that going forward and what it is we want, anybody can achieve it. Can everybody still see me? What is going on today? I had a great show this morning on the same platform, and right now es una mierda. So we will see when is Francia coming on. This is just not my evening. I'm gonna have to go on. I'm coming, mi gente. I'm sure Francia is coming as well. My laptop has froze. Can you hear me now? I can't even. Francia, we're going to play musical chairs here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I couldn't, my laptop froze. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to take this leap of faith in saying we are here now and this is all that matters. So tell us, Francia, my beautiful queen, what made you take your leap of faith and what did you take it in? What was the first time you did it and what has been your most successful?
So thank you so much for having me, my darling, my love. And just to start here, those 10 minutes of trying to get on, trying to be here. And there's always something in the way. There's always something trying to stop you. Something always happens. That's been the story of my life.
Always, right?
Always. It's always to the last minute. It always something happens. Something's trying to tell you something. But I've come to believe that that's just part of getting uncomfortable, doing things that make you uncomfortable, doing things that are out of your comfort zone, and something's always going to happen. So for me, I believe and love the saying, it's just preparation. It's teaching you patience. It's teaching you to be resourceful, to dig and find other ways, but do not give up. So, to your question, faith is all that I've had. Is that unknown of, should I? Is this the right decision? Is this the right person? Is this the right time? And I just go with my heart, and I make the decision, and then God always provides.
Mm-hmm. What has been your most recent leap of faith you have taken, and it was a good call, but you wasn't sure in the beginning?
Do you see me okay? Am I frozen?
No.
Oh, okay.
A bit delayed, but not frozen.
Okay. The latest has been giving up my job, my 9-to-5. And that happened during COVID. I was blessed to I went into a job situation. Like, I had a job, an office job during COVID. While everyone was getting laid off, or where everyone was going home. I was blessed to turn some of my connections into, okay, just come to the office and work. After, 10 years of being an entrepreneur and business owner and jobs here and there, I decided not to go back to corporate. So it was me sitting at that desk, clocking in and dealing with a boss and colleagues, the politics in the office. It's like, and I'm a social person. I love people, but in different dynamics, in different situations. So I found it very toxic. And I said, God, this is the reason why I wasn't in an office setting for such a long time. Mm-hmm. Guide me. Like, what can I do to start from my experience right now? And deciding what to go to school for. And I'm already a realtor in sales. I've been in customer service for years, since my teenage years. I decided to go with marketing. And because of COVID and because of just the opportunities that virtual, remote, and internet and social media has to offer, I said, that's it. And once I made that decision, it's funny. I saw this ad on social media from a great marketer, makes thousands of money, had a nice course. I took my last little bit of money, I paid for it, and that boy kicked my butt. Like, not directly because he had a course, but the way he spoke, the way he just pushed you, motivated you, and gave you all the tools. I said, I'm going to do this while going to school for sales and marketing with my experience, and let's go. So when I decided, I had a hiccup at the office, and God knows I have to be very uncomfortable to walk away. to, terminate, resign, I have to be, because I'm the type of person that gives second, third, fourth chances. So it just was the last straw. And I took a breath and I said, I'm not going to quit on the spot because that's not me. I'm not giving them a second, another chance, but I'm going to leave here with my head held high, and I'm going to just hit them with the resignation letter. And I did. I finished my day. I prayed and I typed up the professional letter, and this is it. I quit. And God knew. He was preparing me. He was setting me up. And that's what happened. I started my website, my LLC, and here I am for marketing.
Well, you said you quit, and congratulations. And for those who are on, Fair Marketing is what markets Margarita de Margarita. She built my webpage. She makes the beautiful announcements for my books, and she made the recent video for my coffee launch. So if anybody's out there and needs a marketing, I recommend her. She's on top of it, not because she's my friend, but because her services are worthy of inviting people to try her out. I think that what people tend to forget is you said you quit through prayer and you took that leap of faith. But for every ending, no matter what it is, there's a beginning. So, and for every beginning, there's an end. And for every end, there's a beginning. And people tend to forget that. So it's not that we're shifting different jobs or different ideas. It's just that nothing lasts forever. So when you go from having your own catering company and doing your odd jobs and still having a catering company and creating this and still and maintaining your odd job, because those were the little flickers in you. You enjoy doing those odd jobs. So I think that when we get to a point where we don't want to limit ourselves, but if we keep in the back of our head and in the forefront of our thoughts that every end leads to a beginning, and every beginning has its end, and it's about celebrating the in-between. When I took the leap of faith to name my coffee company, I knew some people would look at it funny, and some people would even say, are you sure? But I have, when I coined Magically Orgasmic back in 2017, and I made shirts and I made pants, and my niece and my granddaughter were my models. People were buying them. It was selling, being magically orgasmic. It's just two wonderful words that they made the perfect couple. And there was nothing ugly in it. And Naturally Orgasmic is because I partnered up with the farmer in Puerto Rico to sell organic coffee, but not all my coffee is organic. There's specialty coffees that are organic. I was asked aside from my kids, you sure you want to name it that? They just did it to ask. But one person asked me, are you afraid that you will lose customers before you even get them because of the name? Now, that was a great question. That was, when it was asked, I was like, so I just took my time and I let it just sit and I let it just absorb into me. And then I was like, am I afraid to lose customers that I don't even have? Because once they hear the name, they're not even going to bother to be a customer. And I said, well, be a little bit more specific. And he said, well, when your company comes out and I want to support your company and I want to buy your coffee and share it with my parents, once my mother looks at the label, the name, she's not going to want to drink it because she's a Christian. And before I could even think about a response, I already had it. I said, well, then she'll be missing out on one great cup of coffee. Because I'm not for everybody, but I'm always for me. And I think people who take the leap of faith, because they have that little mustard seed of of bravery and that self-trust sprinkled over it that they're going to say, nobody gets me. Nobody understands. Nobody sees my vision. And I don't know if Pito is still on, Luis Enrique, but he once wrote something long time ago. He's a fellow poet. He's, soon, I think he's an author already, great singer. He says, and I read a post he wrote, it was a long time ago, and it said, you cannot share your goals with people who have no vision. Did I get it correct, Pito? And when I read that on, I don't know, his IG, it was years ago. I never forgot that. And I believe during conversations with you face to face, I've shared that. You cannot share your goals with people who have no vision. And sometimes I do it just to see how they're going to react, because then that lets me know I'm on the right track when people like there's opposition, because that's the leap of faith I like to take. But going back to the name of my coffee, I know there's going to be certain people, then the coffee's not for them. I'm not afraid to create my own tribe who get it, who think it's fun, who think it's funny. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing malicious about the name if people don't understand. So my leap of faith is to do something and invest all my pennies into it, as you did with yours. Invest all my pennies and then say, oh, I built it. Let's see if they come. But if they don't come, I built it. And that in itself is an accomplishment. Correct. I didn't just think it. I actually invested in it. And I did the work, because todo hecho a mano here. I have the roaster. I pick up my green beans and I roast them. And I spend the whole day with jazz and wine and dancing and all that aura. And then I do everything. I'm a one-man army here, because I like to make sure that if I'm selling something, I did it. When I do my mugs, when I do my logo, you can't see it because the light's too bright. When I do my logos on my mugs,
yeah,
and my clothes, you know what? I like to do it. I can pay somebody to do it, but you know why? I'm going to invest in all the product and spend the day creating it, because that's all my energy going into. But then that's just me. It doesn't mean it's wrong if you do it the other way. But I think the leap of faith that I always take is knowing that I can't fall further than the ground, and my only option is to rise after every fall.
Yes. You said it. There's, at the top of every mountain, right, there's another mountain to climb.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I see it. I've been in, you know me, in network marketing and, again, different jobs. You're reading that?
Yeah, as Lewis wrote, the reason they're around is because, for lack of a better word or term, Christian or atheist, they experience orgasms, or should be. I want one. Go ahead. Yeah, I heard that at the bottom.
At the top of every mountain.
You're at the bottom
of the next.
Yes, I love that.
So that's how I feel. I feel for my corporate jobs and things like that, my jobs that I've had in the past, my network marketing alone is, I believe it was preparation. That's it. When you are in a job intentionally and you know that that's just a job for income and because you can do it for right now, be intentional and call it that. It's just the job, and that's all it is. It's going to help you build your passion, your business.
Mm-hmm. It's a link. It's a link of you going forward.
Yes. And back to your concern when you were taking your leap of faith, or the question that you were faced with.
Mm-hmm. It was a good question, though. I got to give it. It was a phenomenal question.
When I decided to do this, I heard something so powerful. The marketing coach that I took the course from, he said the same thing that Luis Enrique said. Don't share your goals with your family, your friends, nothing. Hit them with proof. Once you built have built it, once you have that, once you have money in the account, once you have a system, everything in place and is working, then guess what? You have to share it with the world. So share it then. Unless someone's going to literally, and you know that they're going to invest with you, in you, then you share your vision, your goals. Other than that, people are just going to have opinions. Someone that never had a business, someone that never built anything from scratch, someone that barely freaking works, they're stuck to, 9 to 5. They want to tell you they're afraid.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What they're afraid of.
But okay, I can agree with that in some extent. And anybody who's on Luis Pito, and he's Pito to me. You call him Luis Enrique because it sounds good with your Colombian accent. But and I've heard both sides of it, where they say, don't let nobody rob you of your dreams. So don't speak of them because they can take them. But then in the same notion, if I have faith and I believe in Maktub, that it is written that what is for me is for me and no man can undo, then why should I be afraid to share? I'm not knocking what you're saying. I trust what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I think in the balance of life, we need the naysayers to keep that firecracker lit up our ass. Because we tend to get comfortable. Even though we have all these goals and we do have this ambition, sometimes it gets exhausting. And sometimes we take a break that's a bit too long. So the naysayer, people are like, oh, I thought you were going to do this. I am, but on my time, Papa, not yours. Right. And that's how I love to respond to people. And let me tell you, when you do it, see, I'll say it. I think I'm going to do this. And then time goes by and they're like, oh, she ain't doing it. She hasn't done it yet. Again, it's on my time. And then when I do it, it's like sourpuss faces. But I love that. Because I do what I do when I do it. And when I do it well.
Yes.
See?
And again, we're women of faith. We believe in ourselves, and we have been placed in situations or we have started things and finished them, or we have started things and have taken our time with them.
Mm-hmm.
But talking to that person that's afraid, the person that is wanting to build a business, wanting a business, here's how beneficial owning a business is for tax reasons, for for income, for wealth. If you go running with your first ideas, with your, first business to the wrong people, and you are in the fence and you are that type of person that will listen to some people, then it will affect you. But my advice to you is take that leap of faith with telling as less people as possible, and only the ones that matter. If I may get into my personal leap of faith, not just business, right? Moving down here to Florida, right? My new partner, I could have a list of the reasons why I shouldn't move down here, why I shouldn't have, why it is, this and that. And oh my gosh, when the opportunity came in front of me, I consulted with my 3 men, my boys, and God. Yep. I had my understanding with my partner, and I said, the only people that matter to me, their opinion and their, honest feelings about it are my boys. Mm-hmm. And my eldest was like, Mom, you got this. He was fine. My middle one was, Mom, you're not meant to stay in one place. Go, and my little one was such a big sport, and we adapted so well down here. And I thank God every day for me taking that leap of faith. And I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I think, you know, the leap of faith, when we take it, isn't always going to provide us what we thought of in the beginning. But I think that, you
Hold
know,
on, hold on. I have to say hi to my girlfriend. I love you, Carmen. She's listening.
Carmen is my girl. I think that when we do take the leap of faith, we sometimes we can go to the extreme and expect that everything's gonna go perfect because we took the leap. I don't want perfect for anything. I want to fall. I want to trip and fall on my own shit. Why? Because then that's how I build it stronger. That's how my foundation becomes sturdier by every fall. Um, a pretty perfect life just isn't a pretty perfect life because that's all it is. There's no celebratory dance going on with your spirit and your soul. And I think when we take a leap of faith, no matter what it is we want to do, if you want to go build paper flowers, that sells. People buy them for their parties and everything. You know, the biggest invention that someone took a leap of faith on himself that everybody criticized him. It's second. The first one was the Post-it guy, right? Like, who thinks that sticky and it's gonna stick there? And then he was imitated by every paper company in the world, right? But the Post-it is still the most strongest. But the pool noodle guy, that long noodle, you find them in the dollar stores. You find them everywhere. Target, Walmart, you know, $1.25 store. So, and he created this pool noodle that is used for so many other things. You slice it in half. It's used for under your door in the winter. I mean, it's multi-purpose. But he was criticized. And like I said this morning, when Coca-Cola took the leap on their company, don't ask me the year, but it was way back. They never gave up, although they only sold $25 in their first year. 25 bottles in their first year of business. So we need to read up on companies that are what they are today because they didn't always start out like this. One of my favorite authors was rejected 763 times before he published a book. 763 times. I think I would have gave up on the third rejection.
I love these examples. You have Walt Disney, you have Michael Jordan, who I think, wasn't he kicked out of one of his basketball teams, either high school or, so it's that's what we're trying to say. And that's what we believe in. It is, if you're trying, you're right. Leap of faith is not, oh, you're going to take it and everything's going to be fine, like you said. No, it's taking it, trusting yourself to then know what you're going to do if you fail. So if it fails, oh my God.
But what is failure? Failure is success turned inside out. What is death? It's life. What is life? It's death. Sorrow is happiness.
Yes. You have to experience failure. You have to experience a bad relationship. You have to experience that, bad job or that bad business, in order to, okay, now I can do it better. I burnt myself out with my catering company. I was that one army, I was trying to do it all. I was the chef, I was there, and then towards the end, I hired my servers, I hired my cook. I started learning how to work my business. And I took that into my new business, my network marketing, everything I learned there. I'm not selling any products right now, for somebody else. But I know how to, and I know what's important. And all of the training that I got from those conferences and everything, I got to see amazing speakers. I took that with me. So I didn't fail at network marketing. I gained everything I needed to gain to then do and prepare me to what I was supposed to do.
Yes, I think, and Pito, failure is part of success. It is. Without it, you have nothing to compare it to. And I think that's what I said in the beginning. When we start something, for every beginning there is an end. Doesn't mean we have to see it through until we're 80 and retire. That those are not options anymore. Our options are like millions.
Unless,
We are where we are because of the choices we make and the fear that we allow to paralyze us. Because there's really nothing we cannot do. So I think that when the network marketing you said, that's not for everybody. And I give, I tip my hat to those who really do good there. That's definitely not for me. But it's a feather in my fedora. So when I went to those and when the meetings, the trainings were phenomenal. They were like, they pump you up. They want you want to leave there and go knock on people's doors, but it's not for everybody. But again, when you do that, it is that feather that I get to tuck in my hat and pull out when I need it.
part of my resume.
And that's how we must, that, you can't say, oh, I don't want to talk about it because that was a failure. No, the failure is you not talking about it. You not reminding yourself of it. You not going back to say, well, I started here, but then right in the middle, it started going downhill and I didn't notice to lift it back up. But again, not everything we begin is for us to finish. It's just for us to gather what we need. That's why, one of my recent favorite quotes is, and I didn't write the name, but it's like, and the rain said to the wind, you push and I'll pelt. It's still like failure, success. A dream to a reality. With just the wind pushing and the rain pelting, they got things done. And I just think that I love it. I love it. But we're not gonna get into why I really really love that quote. But it's just something that tickles me. But again, it's just the belief in knowing I'm gonna try it. Porque si no, yo quién? Y si no ahora, ¿cuándo?
Right. And again, you're comfortable where you are. It's not for you. That's your choice. It's your choice to do whatever makes you happy. And sometimes staying, it's a leap of faith. Staying where you are, not going.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's I'm gonna go with my gut and I'm gonna stay at this job, or I'm gonna stay with this person, or I'm gonna, so again, it's whatever makes you happy.
That's a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Yep. Is believing in doing whatever's right for you at that time without seeing the path clearly, or even getting a hint as to what's at the other end of that bridge. So it's to be unapologetically courageous in a world where you and you alone are going to take that leap of faith in the direction that you're choosing to. Absolutely. People don't look at it like that. They don't celebrate that. You know what? I'm going to stay. I'm going to give it another year. I'm going to give it another 6 months. There was a lot. My environment was very chaotic. So I just, the aura, the energy has me confused. So yeah, it is courageous to stay and to take the leap of faith to stay and invest more of you so that you can learn more of that. And so I think anybody, Carmen, Pito, Kathy, anybody want to talk about their leap of faith? Because I believe that when I started Moments con Margarita again, not on the same night that Viva Café con Leche is on in the morning, and I think for some reason it was planned like that, It was in the ear for me to do it this way. And I took that leap of faith. Do people want to hear me speak again on the same day I'm speaking at 8 o'clock in the morning? And I said, bueno, there's going to be those que van a estar encantada de escuchar mi voz. And then there's going to be those that are going to be like, it's whatever. And I'm okay. Because why?
Or you're going to get a whole different crowd.
Because
a whole different audience, because it's 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's always something. But I feed my spirit kindness and gratitude. I feed it. I love it. I take thank you to it. I make sure that I am grateful for everything around me. I cultivated enough self-trust to last me into my next life so that I may correct the wrongs from my past life. I believe in all of that. So I think that when we feed our spirits kindness, gratitude, self-trust, then we nurture the ego. So there's no anxiety or fear making us continue to choose poorly, right? And I'm loving my body right where it's at with all the little chichos here and the little softy there. I'm loving it, right? And I'm unfucking my brain at the same time, where I'm not holding on to things that no longer serve me. I'm not creating, well, maybe this happened or I can fix that. No, that's already in the past. What's in front of me? Working with Fed Marketing LLC to get my message out there the best way that it possibly can be. That's the leap of faith I'm taking. I am giving you what I have and believing in you to create magic with my product and catching the eye of the people looking at it. That's a leap of faith as well. So thank you for your part in what you do for the many people that you serve. Like I know Pito took a great leap of faith. I wish he could have been on. I sent him the link, but I guess he doesn't want to come on. He took a big leap of faith and he opened his business out in California. Carmen took a big leap of faith, and you heard it. Were you on the show this morning?
Yeah, she's doing big things.
Yeah, she actually registered a consulting, and that's phenomenal for Carmen to have done that. So I think, Milagros took a leap of faith and something she's working on that should be out by late June, early July. And when I listen to all these people about what they're doing, what they're planning, I am so happy. Because if I eat, you eat. And if I grow, you grow, then we're doing something right in this universe.
Right. And that's the main thing too. It's good to be selfish. It's good to be selfish the times you need to be selfish. You need to be selfish with your time, with your focus, with your with how you want to do things in order for it to work. You're the only one that knows. Yeah, you're the only one that knows. So it's good to be selfish. But then once you get to a certain, and again, my business is helping other business owners. So there was this, the reel that I posted recently about, I'm not in competition with anyone else. I'm not in competition with another woman that's doing the same thing I'm doing, or that wants to do the same thing I'm doing. My business is helping you do what I do. Which is market your things, market your brand, market your products, market your services, whatever you do, even if it is the same thing I do, so then the selfless comes after, because you did what you had to do to be the best that you can be, to then give to others, to then be the best assistance to others. So yeah.
Well, Mary Kay said it best. It's God, me, then everybody else. Because when we decide that we are important, then we can put 100% into what it is that we're doing. And it's like, I want to change the narrative. I hate that word. The narrative of what
Carmen said, I just parked. I'm sorry. She said, I just parked.
She also said, I don't think I'm selfish, but I want to create a legacy. But with the selfishness, it has such a negative connotation.
Correct.
People refuse to add that word into their vocabulary, or they refuse to acknowledge it. But in order for you to leave a legacy, you must be selfish. You must get out all the noise and all the distractions that are pulling you. Can you help me here? Especially when you've been such a selfless person, but now you're like, oh my God, I got to get my shit together. I need to do this. And it's not even a negative thing. It's actually an act of self-love.
Correct.
When you are like, when you do selfish behavior that's not harming you nor anyone around you, but it's just helping you build, helping you carve that sacred space so that you can learn and apply the new things into your life that is going to then create that legacy that you're reaching for your grandkids.
Yes, I just want to comment to Carmen. She mentioned that's hard. And today I heard this beautiful, amazing, successful woman talk to a class of graduating class. And she said, they asked me how I do it all. How am I successful in my job? How am I successful as a mom? How am I successful in my community? How am I successful? And her answer was, I don't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm working late nights, getting my job done or finishing a paper or something, I am not able to be somewhere else, right? Or even with me, right? I can't get the sleep that I need, right? When I am at school for my kid, I have to drop him. I can't be here. So you're always going to be choosing and missing things and not doing it all. You can't do it all.
Nope. You got to pick and choose.
Everybody.
You have to
be there for everybody.
Exactly. You can't. Look what she says. It's easy to help others. Yeah, because when you cultivate self-trust, and this is what I've been trying to teach. This is actually what I teach. I talk about it all the time. When you cultivate self-trust, you cultivate self-love. When you have that self-love embedded in you, then you know that whatever it is you're putting out there, it's never to harm anyone, but it is to protect the sacredness of you. That is where the word selfishness comes in. But you must protect the sacredness of you, because there is, we're like fingerprints. There's only one of us in this world. We are the matriarchs of our family. I'm talking to the women, Pito. We are the matriarchs of our family. So we must say, like I never have a problem saying no. I don't want to do that. Why? Because I said so. Because no, I don't feel like it. I'm not comfortable. And you know what? The more you say it, the easier it becomes. And it's not about being rude, disrespectful, or selfish in that wrong way. It's about you saying, listen, I would love to help you like I used to, but I'm on a mission right now. Let me call you when I'm done with my project. And then that's how you can, it's not saying don't help nobody. It says,
setting a time.
I must protect my spirit. I must feed it properly and nourish my ego so that when I complete my project, I have the energy to assist you.
Correct.
It means cut people out. It just means protect you.
It's the example they give in the airplanes, right? When you're in an airplane, Carmen, in order to be there for your kids and leave legacies, right?
Put the mask on.
You gotta put that mask on first.
And you, boo-boo.
And that mask is to be the best that you can be at what you're doing right now, what you're believing and invested in right now, to leave that legacy for your kids. So if people are interrupting you while you're focused doing that, you're not being rude. You're being selfish at the right time, because you have to focus on what you need to focus. This other gentleman said today, I'm sorry, my feed is motivational everything. I don't have crap in my news feed. He said, you set alarms and alerts for your identity theft. You guard your bank account. You guard your house. with your car, right? You love your car, so you put an alarm system. You put alerts on your bank account whenever something trying to be, fraudulent.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do that with your focus?
With your worth,
With your work, with your time, with what you're trying to do. And I took that personal because I am like you, Carmen. I am one that will pick up every phone call that comes through my phone. I will answer every text. I would, everything. Ask Margarita. I got everybody on my Calendly right now.
It's Calendly. And I love that you did that. I made such a joke about that. And let me just read what Kathy wrote. She wrote, some leaps of faith take more courage than others, and our timing is so important. That's where our courage rises up from within, and everything around you comes into alignment. You said two very important things there, Carmen. You said courage
Kathy.
and timing. People think that because they think it, they're just going to run out and do it. Everything has a time. And for everything that has a time, you can build the courage to take that leap.
Yep. And then the alignment is real.
Yes. And then that mission that you love, I'm on a mission too. When you say I'm on a mission, that's right. I'm on a mission. Please don't interrupt. Or, you know what? I can't work with you right now. I'll let you know. Or do Francia. When I said, Francia, can you talk? She sends me a
That's my calendar.
I loved it, but I was like cracking up. And guilt has no room in growth, Carmen.
And friends and family will not judge you.
Either you want to grow or you want to live in guilt. And that's all of us. 10 years a caregiver. You know what? You go, I swam, I rode that wave of guilt and sorrow and just bitterness. But I needed to live every single emotion on that wave to be where I'm at today. To say I'm magically orgasmic, so buy my naturally orgasmic café con leche. Boom, So when we want to grow, we can have attachments, and that the worst attachment is feeling guilty that you are not present for those that might need you. How is being absent for yourself even acceptable? When you have a legacy to leave.
Exactly. And again, Carmen, your family and your friends will support you there as well.
And Carmen, we're not attacking you with this. It's just a conversation.
No,
You're badass that we're creating a story with it. And Carmen is phenomenal. So don't feel like that. But I'm just saying that when we make a decision to live the life we were born to live, it is a leap of faith because we have to unlearn all the shit we were taught growing up.
Not that survival mode.
Unlive the torture, the torment, the disappointments that we chose to marry into or accept at that time in our lives. What you got to remember today is you are not the person. I ain't the person I was yesterday. I'm not in competition with nobody less than the person I was yesterday, because that person yesterday that I was sitting with, I learned from. So I was the student yesterday. Today, I'm the teacher.
Yeah, I live with, I want to make my future me proud. What I do today, it's how I got, what I did yesterday was getting me here today. So whatever I do today is going to get me to tomorrow. So where do you want to be tomorrow? Where do you want to see yourself tomorrow?
Focus. You got to focus.
And you have to. And again, back to the family, Carmen, and I'm not saying your family is not supportive, but for me, the best thing that I felt was when my man was like, "Babe, we will eat if you got to get on a call. Joshua and I will fix ourselves a plate because I come home and I want to make sure they're eating. I want to make sure that, I cook as well. I don't want to fail there, right? But he's like, no, you have to study. We'll be all right. You have to do something else. We'll be all right. So
great support system. Yeah, Carmen just has like an abundance of kindness. I've always called her. We've been friends.
And she's all over the community. So she get pulled left and right.
Yeah, she's in the mix. 23 years, and I've always, since the day I met her, I called her my angel on earth. She floats. If she needs to anchor herself down now because she's floated around, she's been above, she's been side by side with people. She was my biggest fan when I came out in Latina magazine in 2000. I just found like 2 copies, Carmen, so I'm like really, really like happy. I'm like, because I forget where I came from, what I've done in my life, you know, and then I'm like, oh shit, who am I?
That, hello.
Bomb.com, baby. What?
A badass.
Tell me, I'll tell you about it. But again, take the leap of faith. You know what? That courage is dormant. And sometimes it arises and it wakes up, and then there's no on a mission statement being mentioned. So it goes back to sleep. You know, it's in us. We all have that courage to make the change for a betterment of our lives and those we love. So I think that when we decide it's my time now, it's the right timing. God, do you pray on it? You feel it, believe it. It's the right time. Go. And those who are truly your friends will be there right side by side. And then those side by side will say, when you get to the finish line, call me. I want to be there.
And then are the ones that are not, they start falling off and you're like, what's going on?
That's spring cleaning. That's spring cleaning. We all need
yeah. And I'm telling you, the alignment is so real.
It is. So Carmen says, let me see. Carmen's not offended at all. Gracias.
We love her.
Iritza says, it's hard to learn being an enabler, but I did, and I won't be an enabler ever again. And I refuse to do it with my grandson because it is a generational curse. Yes, because there's a time and place for everything. And I think that to be aware of what we don't want to fall back into, that's your first step towards your road of courage. That's your yellow brick road going, to the Emerald City. It's saying, I don't want this anymore in my life.
Acknowledging.
I'm going to believe in myself and say, boom, I'm going to do that. So Carmen says they need to do a follow story. Which one? And then Kathy's incredible wisdom. Carmen says, but I can't walk 500 miles, but I'm with you in spirit. Girl, I thought I was going to die. Hi, my brother Moyeto. Hola, papa.
Hi, Moyeto.
I think we will continue this. This is the last show I'm going to do until I return from Portugal and Spain. So back in June. But Francia, if you don't mind to come back on, we can have a second part of this. And then if anybody else wants to be
let's have Carmen jump on. I want to hear everything.
Let me know, because I think that when pencil me in, perfect, Vito. I think that we need to spread the beauty of our leap of faith stories like wildfire. There's too much negativity. There's too much, in this world of uncertainty. It's like it's easy to be negative. It's easy to say, well, I got to keep working. I got to make money. No, I am going to make a legacy. I'm going to go down. People will remember Margarita de Margarita because that's it. Because I'm going to make it happen. So I think that we need to share more. So, Pito, I'm going to pencil you in. Piri, me too. I'm in. I asked her to be on the show 2 weeks ago. She was like, I don't know what to talk about, but I'm glad you're taking that leap of faith.
It's going with you to Spain?
Huh?
It is going with you to Spain, right?
It is going.
Okay, have her too, because we want to hear this journey.
And for those who are on today, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee in Portugal and Spain, I'm going in my Moments con Margarita YouTube. I'm going to have like a little link that you could click on. And then for everyone who has buys me a cup of coffee while I'm in Spain, I am going to videotape that taza de café as though you're sitting across from me. So you will be there in spirit and in name, and we will share that taza de café because I drink coffee in every village I walk through.
I love you, Iritza.
So yeah, support each other's dreams. Carmen says, he goes like, I got you. I know you do. And Iris says she loves you. Francia, plus I need a couple bags of coffee. I know, but now I leave to Connecticut Thursday. So I just roasted some to ship out tomorrow, and then I will have more when I get to Connecticut, people. So everybody else, the orders will be for June, I'm going to have another soft launch in Bridgeport, Connecticut with my bags of coffee. So bring your money. I'll give you my beans. It's a great deal. I got you, got, we all eat. So, mi gente, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And the first Tuesday, but when I get back, Francia, I'll set everything up tonight.
Yeah.
Vito, please send me your email and let's do this. Let's make magic happen, one story at a time. And we can do it, Vito, because we are storytellers. And
Mhm.
storytellers are what makes the world go round.
Thank you, Milagros.
Okay. Gracias a ti, Milagro. So, Francia, any last words before we say goodbye? Any positive thing you want to leave them with?
Just be kind. Be kind. It doesn't. It's harder. It has better consequences.
Choose kindness, always.
Kindness.
Vito says, congrats, ladies. Love hearing the stories and passion behind your project. Oh, yeah, we'll talk more. And from La Margarita, I just want to remind you that may your spirit sing and your soul dance. And with that, you have a great week. And I will see you all in June. Namaste.